All right, so here we have a multiplication problem with scientific notation, and let's start with our coefficients. So 3 times 8 is 24, and then here do you see that we have like bases? The like bases are tens, so when we have like bases, we add the exponents when we're multiplying. So 8 and 15 is going to be 23. So we have 24 times 10 to the 23rd. This is not in correct scientific notation because remember we need to have only one digit to the left of the decimal point. So in this case, we're going to have to rewrite it as 2.4 times 10 to the something. Now, in the previous videos, I had suggested that we actually write this out in standard form and then convert it back into a proper form of scientific notation. That would be a little difficult here because this power is 23, which would mean that we would need 24 with 23 zeros on the end of it to make it into standard notation. And that would be sort of unwieldy because it's such a large number. So why don't we do our first attempt at trying to go from here to here without an intermediary step. All right, so what's happening right here? What this is saying is you can imagine a decimal point right here, and since it's multiplication, we're going to move our decimal place 23 humps to the right. So we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way 23 to the right because we're multiplying by a power of 23. Over here, we want to put it in correct scientific notation. So here we're putting the decimal point between the 2 and the 4. Do you see we moved it left one spot? So let's see. If we want to come up with the same number that this is equivalent to, remember this is going to have 23 zeros to the right of it. So here we also want to have 23 zeros to the right of the 4, but we're starting over here now, all right? Here we kind of had a head start, if you want to think about it. And here we're lagging behind a whole decimal spot. So instead of multiplying by 23, like we did over here, since we're sort of getting started late, so to speak, we need to have an extra hump so that we can end up still having 23 zeros at the end of this thing, all right? So instead of moving 23 spots this way, we're going to have to add another place. So that's going to be 24. So we're going to have to move 24 places to the right, which means our correct exponent is going to be 24. So we've got 2.4 times 10 to the 24th, and that is the correct scientific notation of our product of this multiplication problem up here.